Hi, welcome today to SpringvaleDolls.com. I'd like to give you a demonstration on how we feed our cats. Basically, we started with a high-quality dry cat food and add many things to it to make the cat's diet interesting. We add a lot of moisture to our cat food and help increase water intake in your cat, because I believe it is one of the things that we have inadvertently taken out of the cat's diet and assumed that they would drink enough water, when many cats in fact do not. I believe that if you would add water to your cat's diet every day for the rest of its life, that you'd have a healthier cat. I don't have any proof of that, but just common sense tells us that when we add water, we're all healthier. So today I'd like to show you how we're going to feed our cat. We're going to take about a quarter to a third of a cup of dry cat food and put it on a flat plate. We're going to take water and we're going to heat it up in the microwave or take very hot tap water, and we're going to add it to the cat's dry food. I use about a half a cup. When the cat food is floating on the plate, that is approximately what I consider enough water with the cat food. And then we're going to add something to this to help draw the cat to it. We're going to take a little cooked chicken and add to it, or we're going to add some tuna. I have tuna with water. We try to do something different every day or two so that your cat has variety. So once this cat food is sat in the water for a little bit, the cat food begins to absorb the moisture, and we put it down for a cat to eat it, and they usually run to the dish and drink up every bit of the water. At that point, we'll add another half a cup of water to it until they drink all the water off the dish. And then at that point, that's when they start to eat the food. We'll leave that plate out all day. If they have not cleaned it up by the next morning, we will give them a little bit less the next morning. We don't want to waste it. We want to make sure that they're getting lots and lots of water. When we do the tuna, it looks very, very similar. We do the same thing. Put about a quarter to a third of a cup, depending on how big your cat is, on the plate with a half a cup of water. And then we're going to add the tuna that's in water, no oil. Would not be good for your cat. And then your cat will be very drawn to the smell of that. So those are two examples. We will use any kind of cooked meat in this water that I do not put raw in with the water. Another way that we make our cat's diet interesting is we do feed a pre-made raw cat food that's made by Fresh's Best out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this comes in a frozen tube. I buy the 2-pound tubes, but they do come in a smaller version. And then basically you could cut the tube in half, put half of it back in your freezer, and then feed the other half fresh. We're giving several tablespoons a day to each cat, and that's just to add to our dry and our moistened dry food. We feed lots of meat, and your cat loves meat. Of course, it's natural for them to want to eat meat. And when we think about meat, we know that meat was never, ever dried for a cat. Naturally, they ate it with moisture in it. It's one of the reasons I believe that adding moisture to the cat's dry diet will help your cat stay healthier. This is an example of some ground venison that we're going to feed. And just note that cats love the taste of the wild meat. Thus, the taste of the wild dry food that we're using is very, very seldom do I have a cat that will not like that taste. We also do feed some eggs, and we feed that raw. We take the egg, break it into our bowl, just like we were going to do scrambled eggs or French toast. Take our fork, whisk that up a little bit. Then we add a couple tablespoons of milk. Beat that in. Then I would warm this in the microwave about 20 seconds on my 1000 watt microwave. So I just want it warmed enough so it's just starting to cook a little bit along the edge. And then when I take it out of the microwave, I'm going to whisk it again. And then I'm going to put it down for my cat, making sure it's not too hot. Some of the other examples of things that we're going to use for our cat is this. This is a great cat treat, but it also could be fed dry on top of your dry cat food. This is a product called Kitty Caviar. I buy it online at Amazon. I'm sure it's available at many other places, but that's just where I happen to get it. And it's really dried flaked fish, and you just would top dress it on top of your dry food. Like, let's say in the evening before you go to bed, you want to give your cat something special, and it takes nothing to pull the can out and just take a few fingers full of the dried flakes and add them on top of the dry food. It will encourage your cat to eat more dried food or more food than they might normally eat. The other thing that we do use here is, this is made by the same company that made the raw food. This is Fresh's Best Food. These are real 100% meat products. This is chicken, freeze-dried chicken breast, which when we feed it, we take it out of the package and we would crumble it up, and we would again feed it just like we fed the dried tuna. We're going to feed that on top of the dry cat food. You can wet this, though some cats don't really care for it wet. They actually like it better dry. And this package is about 3.5 ounces, I believe, when it's dried, or 5 ounces, I'm not sure which. But anyway, it's 1 whole pound of meat before it was freeze-dried. They also have duck products. Your cat will love duck. These are duck hearts. They actually are individual and they make great dog treats. But for the cat, we want to take either a food processor and grind it up like that, because the cat really can't eat this. It's fairly hard. Or we can take scissors and actually cut it into slices to make it so that it's the size your cat can digest or ingest without being in trouble for. So those are just some thoughts. And then the last thing I want to show you today is this freeze-dried chicken recipe. It's the same as the raw, only now it's freeze-dried. And it's actually a little bit easier to use. But there again, we've taken the moisture out. Comes cubed, and we would break that up on top of the food also. So we do quite a variety here. I would encourage you, though, to please consider adding some of these, or at least one of these things, to your cat's diet every day, and you will have a very happy, healthy pet. Thank you.